I-25, west of I-25 is about the line for them. And then through the river valley, it's awful, the Platte River Valley, I-25 where it dips down, you know, like after you come going southbound, you go past Broadway and you go all the way down, to what, Yale? I'm talking over.
Yeah, I know.
Stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen, dude.
So that's sock puppet number 4.
How would that sock puppet sound, man?
I don't know.
Off the top.
No, I'm not going to go off the top. I'm going to live with the sock puppet for a while.
King, come on.
I'm going to go with the sock. I have to live.
Wait, did you have these in storage?
They've been in storage. They've changed since last I
He's
saw
got to
them.
stick his hand up them a few more times
I'm not the
before
same,
you can
honestly.
actually get the feel.
Hey, anybody you know really well, didn't you have to stick your hand up them once or twice before you figured out exactly what you know what I'm saying? We got stuff
That's
for it. It's coming.
And we're going to cook food and smoke some weed and play some music and...
It's the Uncle Nasty Show
Sock puppets.
on World Viral TV.
This weekend.
No, not gonna be.
No? Hey, it's been 2 weeks. How we doing?
Excellent.
CT's back in the booth. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to you, CT. Also, Matt Need, of course, joining me
man.
every Thursday here, 1 o'clock on WorldViral.tv as we talk to people who who matter in the community. That's what we do. We reach out, we grab them, we throw them on the show.
You just made that up just then. That's
our mission statement.
Here's what we did,
Remember
right?
when we sat down 6 months ago and we decided what we
Chiseled
needed
it
to
in
do?
stone.
You know what this town needs?
Us. Hell yeah.
So a friend of mine, Jared Vigil, he directed and wrote and produced the Just Say Yo, which is the Bongathon documentary.
Yeah.
And you wrapped that up, just in time for Bongathon, and now you're throwing it out there. Have you taken it to any festivals? First off, welcome Jared Vigil, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Just Say Yo. Mm-hmm. That is, like I said, the history of Bongathon. And have you shopped at any festivals or anything? We'll get to what it's about here in just a few minutes.
Not yet. We were just basically trying to build a buzz like within the Bongathon circle first before we expanded on that, you know what I mean? A lot of people who attended Bongathon still don't know there's a documentary made or haven't even watched it yet, you know.
Right, you premiered it at Bongathon this past year, so it was a good time this summer. Let's talk about what Bongathon is. Let's take us on this ride, folks. Now pay attention, okay, without giving it away. So let's talk about how it started in Boulder and those guys in their apartment. And how it grew
so
to this
apparently
big
it
festival.
started in Boulder with some college kids that were going to see you, and they all pitched in on a lid in the 70s, $3 a piece, and then they split it between them, and then they just sat around for the weekend and smoked their $3 worth, which in the 70s was, I gather, a lot of weed. I wasn't around, but from what I hear, I hear, it was a lot.
So
of weed.
I mean, you're ultimately, because it is exactly what it sounds like. Like you can hear somebody going, "Dude,
it's the biggest waste of marijuana on the planet." It really is. It's a fun time. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
So what happens?
You grow more. It's not like it's like precious or anything.
It
so.
starts in the 70s in Boulder in a college room with guys smoking $3 worth of weed.
in a house, in like not in a dorm room. In
Where
like
does
a
it
house.
Where does it wind up going ultimately? I mean, what happens at Bongathon now? Because that's what's really cool to me. That's what blew my mind was it's a competition.
It's a mixture of like music festival meets a big old waste of weed meets a camping trip.
Yeah, it's summer camp for adults.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So there's activities that you can do, and you can sign up and be part of the fastest gram that goes through the whole weekend. Or you got like 36 hours where you can just stop by the fastest gram tent, and they record your time and log you, and then at the end of the allotted amount of time, they'll announce the winner. And then there's also the fastest quarter
singles,
ounce, right?
Single competition, which is
And
7 grams.
7 grams. So
5-man hookah, which is an ounce, and your 5 friends, and how fast you can smoke it. Seven
it's
man,
ridiculous. So awesome.
7-man gram, which is a relay. Everyone takes a gram.
Gram.
That's a relay.
Ash.
Yeah, it's a relay. So like you open a tuna can, it has individual grammed weighed out. They're all numbered, and you smoke them in numerical order. So it's like it's almost like oh man, I can't think of it. What's like the running competition where they hand the baton?
A relay?
Yeah, it's a relay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a relay race. The bong is just the baton, basically. So whoever goes first grabs their weed. Number one, boom, smokes their gram as fast as they can. Number two's ready to go. Right when he hands him the bong, he goes for it, and then you just go back and forth.
I've petitioned. Jared and I were discussing the movie earlier. So, but I petitioned the Bongathon committee to turn that into something a little bit more physical, where you actually have to take the hit and then run.
Yeah.
Are
Run
there
like 100
EMTs?
yards.
Are there EMTs on site?
No.
Yeah, they're not going to get anybody to run.
No, but I've got my
It's the last thing you
CPR
want.
card.
It's the last thing you want.
Uncle Nasty is the medical personnel.
You're the guy in the
Call
corner
the
with
EMT.
the green
man, what's
green
up?
cross instead of the red one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would've-
You'll be fine.
Yeah. Because
So-
like where it was at that time, before this year, it was almost 10,000 feet. So I don't think anyone's going to be wanting to run
above
around
tree
up
line.
there.
Yeah, it was tundra.
No one's going to just be wanting to run sprints.
Then you have to eat a bag of Doritos. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Smoke it and then eat something, or finish a Twinkie. Something.
But this takes us like from the early beginnings. Lucky for you, there were people who were trying to document this in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Right? So you found some footage. A lot of people donated footage to you to make this movie.
Yeah,
which is
Steve
very cool.
Shore was the guy who actually gave me footage from 85 and 86. And they actually had a lot of footage.
Yeah, I was
pretty
impressed
amazing.
with the like the history behind it. Like
it's been around for
the video's
a long
cool.
time.
Yeah, I was too. Like my first year was in 2013. I didn't really know about it. I was sharing a studio. Me and a couple of friends were working out of there. They were recording music, making beats and stuff. I was doing voiceovers, a little bit of music and video production and stuff. And Andrew Rose, a friend of mine that was working there, he hung up the poster. And if you ever seen the posters, they don't give you no information. Like it doesn't say nothing. It's just like a picture of like
Because it was way underground when it started.
Right.
Yeah, back then I didn't know who Mr. Natural was either. So I'm like, who's this little hippie guy, like Mr. Clean hippie looking guy with holding a bong? Like, what is this? He's like, just come, I got you. So I went with my brother in 2013. Some of my friends ended up performing that year, and I was like, oh man, I love this. I was all like timid too. I didn't know what to expect. Like I seen the dab bus and like people dabbing out, and like everything's free, and you know what I mean. And I'm like, can we go up there? Like, how much do we gotta pay? Are we gonna look stupid if we don't have like enough money on us? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, but it's actually, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. So I came back the next year, sponsored it, and that's when I proposed to Jetter. I was like, that was when I got to know Jetter a little more, and they started telling me about like actually how Bongathon went down before and how it got raided and stuff, because I didn't know.
Yeah, there's
that.
history in the movie about the raid as well. So
yeah,
which happened in '99.
Yep.
So it was brutal. I mean, we were there in '98, and I remember looking around, going, "Wow, this looks like a great place for a massacre." Because it was this big open meadow, on a slope, a gradual slope, and it ended up into trees. And sure enough, man, my wife called me. We had a gig. Horse had played that Friday night, and we were supposed to play that afternoon at Bongathon, that Saturday afternoon. So we were getting up, getting ready to go, and head on out to Red Feathers, just outside of Fort Collins, west of Fort Collins. And she calls me. She's like, "There's cops everywhere." I'd earlier received a phone call from a friend of mine who was going up there to sell burritos. He's like, "Do you think that they're like out here doing maneuvers or something?" I was like, "What do you mean maneuvers?" He says, "There's at least 15 school buses and 100, 200 or so officers on four-wheelers, horses, Jeeps." It was insane. I was like, I don't think that is any type of exercise you want to be a part of.
He's like, abort mission, abort.
Yeah. And my wife called right after. I was like, dig a hole, cut a hole in the tent, dig a hole in the ground, whatever.
Yeah.
Put in the hole, strike the tent, whatever. Let's just get out of there, you know. And how all that panned out is also, you know,
very interesting. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people got in trouble.
Yeah.
It's all said and done.
The footage, the old footage, is what amazes me, because that would be back. That's totally illegal. That's, you know.
Yeah.
That's documenting your.
That's
It
what
was
people
totally illegal in 1999.
That's
as
what
well,
people don't
so.
understand. Like, it's like now it's like weed's lost that stigma. So people are like, oh yeah, they're smoking weed. I'm like, do you see how much weed they have there? Like, you know, like people could get like 25, 30 years
right,
if they even claim any of that's theirs. Like, you know what I mean? And then at some points too, back then when they couldn't get a really good high grade cannabis, they would use swag, ounce of swag. So, you know what I mean? It didn't matter if you had swag or you had, you know what I mean, really good weed. You're getting the same time. So imagine like when they upped it and everyone's smoking an ounce, and oh man, they
Now
upped
you're
it to like
tripping
5-6 pounds. You know, they had, and that's not even counting like how much weed other people bring.
All right, it's called Just Say Yo. You want to run the trailer for us, CT?
Yeah.
Check it out, folks.
You want to do the one with your voiceover? Or the
Sure, let's do that one.
All right.
Yeah, I had the honor and privilege of being able to do that, directed by this fine filmmaker right here,
Very
Mr. Jared
cool.
Vigil. You ready, CT, or do we need to fill?
I think this. I don't know which one. I think I have the
Listen,
other one.
folks,
Hold on
no
one
one's
second.
getting paid here. I want everybody to know that's watching this,
Studio
listening.
supervised by top professionals. It's cool.
Assholes.
But you're getting great response from everybody who's checking out. You said you had a big YouTube viewing over the weekend.
Oh, yeah,
We'll get to
that's
that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, this one's the actual 80s footage right here.
It started at a house on Table Mesa. There's about 40 people and 1 keg of beer.
I went, my first time there was in 1979.
And my dad came about 15, 20 years ago.
Nice.
He passed away, so
Coming in memory.
yeah.
Most everybody knew each other before they got there, and if they didn't, they knew them at the end.
You're talking about zero tolerance, no seeds, no stems, no nothing. And these guys are throwing a huge drug party in the middle of Colorado.
The son of bitches that started this put their lives on the line for this. They could go to prison the rest of their life if some of those guys could have got, you know, caught with weed in those days.
I was asked by a group of children what to do if they were offered drugs. And I answered, just say no.
Just say yo! It's always been about smoking as good a weed as you can get. Just a bunch of renegade hippies out in the woods having fun.
It was those OGs that were really making it. If it wasn't for them, none of us would be where we're at. None of us.
I think the Bongathon is basically just a party of a bunch of friends that are constantly
This guy, he's following in our footsteps.
constantly going for
steps.
the major party of the universe.
That's quite the statement. It's the major party of the universe.
And that was
I'm
in
serious.
85.
And there's still only a select group of people, not a select group, but only a limited number of people that are allowed to go. It is still, there's only so many tickets or invitations that are made. And so it's kind of exclusive. You don't have to be a certain somebody. It's just you have to be on top of it to get your ticket.
You have to know somebody that knows the people that.
Right. It's a little easier now because, you know, if you know, a lot of dispensaries are starting to, and outlets are starting to sponsor this event. So.
Yeah. And that's actually like something that after the movie, talking with like the older guys from the 80s and stuff, that they don't really like. They liked it how it used to be, where you couldn't get it unless like you had a friend.
Unless you knew somebody.
But
that way, yeah.
Obviously, you know, times change and you gotta like market things, especially now that it's legal. That changes it a lot.
You know, one thing that a lot of people, now don't realize is back then it did come with seeds and stems.
Yep.
And you had a cleaner.
Yep.
You got a guy that had to clean your weed. That was part of the competition. He'd clean it for you and load it.
I mean, I've tried to smoke an ounce of swag with like friends on like 420 and like high school and stuff, but never like by myself and like under an hour. Like, hey, let's try to get that under an hour.
Unbelievable.
And then that's the 80s too, like I said. So in the old footage, if you watch, a lot of them people are smoking cigarettes at the same time. So they're like putting their cigarette down to hit the bong, kill a couple bong grips, grab their cigarette, take couple more hits and then keep going.
And it's, it's turned in, like Jared said, into a music festival as well. So my band's played it several times, bands from all across the nation. And back in the day, I know in '98, that was our first year to play Bongathon. It was Horse's very first show, and Skinnerd played that night. They had Skinnerd.
Really?
Yes. They Skinnerd was in the Denver area doing a show, and they paid him, I don't know, unbelievable amount of money and bust them in, or SUV'd them in.
SUV'd
yes.
them?
Yeah, they had
it was pretty crazy, man.
They had one of the Blues Brothers play one year too. I forget which one.
It was Dan Aykroyd. Yeah.
That's just stunning.
So
I had no
legendary.
idea. Because if you say if you tell me Bongathon, I'm like, yeah, a bunch of idiots in a field. What do I know?
Yeah, I actually
it's pretty well organized.
I kind of took like a history lesson because it took me about 2 solid months to go through all the footage that I got, which was quite a bit. It was over.
So you're
it was like almost 1.5 terabytes worth of footage.
The fucking Bongathon historian.
I was like,
now.
oh man,
Anybody want to know about Bongathon?
I felt like I started knowing these people, like seeing them so much reoccurring.
How much weed did you smoke while you're
oh,
putting Bongathon together, putting the movie together?
A lot. I'm like, damn, they're getting high.
I gotta be in the right frame of mind to make
I need
this.
a dab. I need a dab.
God, and dabs, man. I remember that was my first experience with dabs, was Bongathon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not fun, right?
No, I'm not a dabber, man.
No,
I can't do that.
I want to be functional. That's what I can't do that.
I took the dabs pretty well.
You took to it?
Yeah. My first time was like trying them was in California in like 2009, 2010. My cousin was like, look, it cost me $65. Opened it up. He's like, it's earwax. I'm like, that looked like it came from your ear and your belly button. I was like, oh, but then I took a couple hits. I was like, oh man, this is nice. So, and back then they were doing titanium skillets, and now it's all nails and stuff. Back then it was like skillets. It was different. But
what's the ultimate goal for Just Say Yo? Where do you want it to go?
I don't really know, honestly. I just knew that it was a story that had to be told.
Right.
Whether it was the first feature-length documentary I've ever made. I didn't expect it to be oh my God.
It came out great.
Break out sensational or something. But I wanted to stay true to what Bongathon was to the people who went, because a lot of them old people, there's still some of them that go, the guy in the end who was saying the party of the universe,
right?
Russ, he hasn't missed one since 1977, literally one Bongathon. So
wow.
It's that's a staple of his life. He's been going to Bongathon
he plans
longer than I've been alive.
Around it?
Basically he's been going longer than I've been alive. So it's I had to
how crazy is that? Bongathon is older than you.
Yeah, and that's why it was weird. It was an aligning of the stars in a sense, because Uncle Nasty said a lot. They try to make movies before, so they did interviews and they got people to talk and stuff like that. But no one actually came along and organized it or formatted anything that made sense. Marcus, who was a co-producer, he gave me 5 years worth of footage. He shot home videos in a sense every year, and would take them back to Bongathon the next year and try to sell them. But it was more like a home movie for that year. So if you didn't really go, it wasn't really that interesting to you. You know what I mean? You're just watching people camp. So I try to you're okay, I'm watching someone's home footage.
What so
there's a reality show.
You put right
on set
camping.
What do y'all want to do?
Right, smoking another joint.
Put another log on the fire.
Is it the kind of? I mean, I haven't seen the documentary, so because I don't do any research.
Oh, you're good. I actually brought you guys a copy. So.
But I would love. I want to check it out. But I want to figure out. Here's the question I've got: is can it go around and help? Because at this point, we're on the path to national legalization. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah, too many states.
So it's going to happen. Is this something that would help us? Do you think, in terms of others? That's what I'm asking. That's a real, you know what I mean?
Listen, the idea is to smoke as much as you can, quick as you can. So it's it's,
I mean, that's
it's excess.
I mean, that's
it's not what you want to send to the governor of New Jersey.
So is it going to go the other way then?
Is
it going to be used as a weapon against? Watch
no. Well,
look how harmless this is. I mean, what are they doing? Yeah. Look at them sit there.
Right.
Look at them camp.
But it's basically set up like a regular documentary. So Bongathon, there's a lot of aspects to it. So the spectacle of it is the weed smoking, but there's like a lot of story undertones that go through.
A lot of friendships are made.
Yeah,
and every year some people you don't see this person the whole year, and then you see him at Bongathon.
And people are very nice, very nice, unbelievably nice. Like, hey, come here, you want some food? Like literally, even this year,
that's really cool.
We met some people that lived on the property where Bongathon was thrown, but they were gone for a week, so they were in the mountains. They're like runners, long distance runners or something. So they were in the mountains hiking for a week. So when they came back, there's just like a whole little mini town all of a sudden set up, and they're like, "What the heck's going on?"
They pulled spring water out of there too, and the caretaker was driving around on his quad, giving them free mineral water,
so
free well water.
Yeah, they stopped by our tent. We're like, "You guys hungry? You guys want some hot dogs?" They've been like, "Yeah, we've been like surviving on like bean soup and
not
stuff
just food
like that.
either."
Like,
huh, Jared?
Yeah, like they share food, like
everything.
But they're extremely nice about it. Like
that's
no
really
one's,
cool.
There's never any fights in the history of Bongathon other than the raid. There's never been any physical altercations. Never been fights. There's no security. There's nothing. Everyone's just very peaceful.
When the cops got to figure that out, right? We're going to stop using tear gas and just start lobbing in weed. It's a weed bomb that blows out.
You to smoke Doritos. Then get back to us. Just send some burgers.
Yeah, first you hit them with the weed, then you come back in the second and hit them with snacks.
Yeah.
And it's all.
I forgot what I was doing.
So, in a sense, it shows like. It shows how peaceful this is, and not only that, the other undertone I wanted to show is that Bongathon rode the whole 80s just say no like the major part of weed prohibition, like almost at the height where you would get the most amount of years for the littlest amount of marijuana.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where no tolerance was the law
Zero,
of the land.
no seeds, no stems, no sticks. So that's what I wanted to show people too. Like, look, not only that, but these people had the courage to. It's not even
to fuck the system. I mean, that's basically what it is. We're going to have this private party because we think that this prohibition of this plant is stupid.
Yeah, I think
it's so stupid. We're going to smoke it in excess. We're going to smoke it like it's stupid because your law is stupid. How about that? It's just a big stupid protest about stupidity.
And I think it's like a big I'm sorry, I got like it was basically social like social disobedience.
Right.
Basically. It was illegal then, but now it's not illegal. So what used to be illegal now I just consider social disobedience. Like, hey, who cares what you guys are saying? We're gonna go in the mountains and have a good ass time and smoke a whole bunch of weed, see a whole bunch of dope bands, because they play over the course of the weekend, and I'm talking like into the night, like 4 in the morning into the night.
Metal, jam, hip hop, DJs, anything. I mean everything for everybody.
And that's what's cool about it too. Like the other part, like the music evolved as well too. You know what I mean? Because in the 70s hip-hop didn't exist. Like it did, but not in the form it does today, to say. And it definitely wasn't at Bongathon.
It's more of an integrated experience. So, you find all types of people there now, and it was...
And then 21 to about 61 to late 60s is the demographic. And every...
Must be 21.
Yeah.
You can't bring your kids to this party. You don't do that. People will...
dogs.
They'll shun you. They'll tell you to go.
No dogs. Yeah, they sent some. I seen someone had to drive all the way back because they showed up with their dog, and there's just no dog tolerance.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so it's a really good
fun.
time.
It's a good time. You get loose. You don't have to worry about your back. People are watching it for you, and you can have a good time.
And it's like how many events do you know where you can get 2,000 people together a year consistently and never have any problems, to the point where you don't need security or nothing, like literally no security. Even the people who throw Bongathon aren't even like walking around like the staff members. They're in the crowd getting high with people, serving dabs, pouring beer. They have complimentary beer on tap.
That comes with your ticket.
Yeah,
to the whole
and a lot of beer on tap. Like they bring up a beer truck Like,
right on.
And as crazy as it gets is nudity. So, wow, that's hurting me. Well,
depends on
there's
who's
some
naked.
people that
Put that back on.
That's it. I'm watching your back.
Here's a
and your
moo-moo.
front.
Yeah. And it's come like a bragging rights thing too. Like the competition, like no one's died. No one's like passed out. No one's had to rush in and be like, let's get him some air. He's having a seizure.
He's
like,
having an anxiety attack.
Yeah, like
Call
nothing like that.
911.
You know what I mean? Like the people know what they're getting into when they
you have to train for this shit,
yeah.
okay? You just don't go and wake up one day and go, I'm going to fucking do bongathon the day of. Nah.
I mean, some people do, but there's no pressure on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
if you
they're
don't
tapping
smoke,
out.
oh well, take your weed.
Right, you get your
Go
tin
back to your
and your
bong,
T-shirt,
hey.
and you can tell everybody
Go
back
smoke.
home that you tried.
Yep.
You get a
Bragging
participation
rights.
trophy.
That's perfect.
You just say, hey, I did it. Can you try?
That's it.
Because I mean, how are you going to compete? These guys like Mark Rice won last year. They tried to slow him down.
You know Norm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norm trains guys now.
Yeah.
Norm is a
Really?
coach.
Norm's like,
Yeah,
There's a training camp.
There is. There's a school. Fantasy weed camp.
Yeah,
We'll teach you
there
how to
is.
grow it and smoke it.
they do like physical like training and stuff too,
Yeah.
like sit ups and stuff like that, and then smoke
Holding your
as well.
breath.
Yeah, because it is a lot, but also technique. It's a lot of technique that goes into it too, like not clogging the bong.
That's your next
Right.
documentary
Yeah.
is the training behind.
Yes.
Just say yo.
The method
well,
behind
honestly,
the yo.
the next one, the next one's even more interesting. Well, it's not going to be as long, but it's shorter because Mark Rice, the guy that won it last year, is like a 6-time first place, 6 or 7 first place champion, and like 5-time second place champion. And he's been his first championship was in 1990. So, I mean,
See?
if you're 21, you know
this
what I mean?
is something you can do into your 50s, and it's not like life comes around and says,
Nope.
boom,
Nope.
your hip hurts, you can't
Nope.
play anymore.
And that's what
As long
people
as you got lungs.
And that's what people think, and it's like, no, look at him. He's been doing it longer than 21-year-olds been alive. 24,
Sprained my lung at
25-year-olds.
the bongathon.
There it is. Hey, I want to play that other trailer. You have that queued up for us?
I got it
CT
ready,
back in
man.
the booth. All right, check this out, folks. Jared Vigil from Just Say Yo is with us. The history of the bongathon. We're getting the lowdown on the
Here you
Uncle
go.
Nasty Show. WorldViral.tv.
Most cannabis connoisseurs have heard of events like the Seattle Hemp Fest and Cannabis Cup. But few have heard of Bongathon, a spectacle of cannabis smoking so extreme and out of this world, some consider it to be a myth.
Bro, that's a fucking myth. The bongathon.
It takes a certain breed, and a lot of people think they are that breed. But until you actually try sitting down and smoking an eighth as fast as you can, or a 1/4 ounce of pot as fast as you can, and actually do it.
However, in the cannabis subculture of Colorado, Bongathon has existed in the shadows for the past 4 decades.
It were a cold, dark, dank day in Colorado when some perpetrated mind stunk up the story of the Bongathon.
Take a journey as we explore how a secret, illicit drug party grew into a fully legal event. Follow us through the history from what it was like in the early years.
So it was almost like a Woodstocky kind of music kind of thing. You know what I mean? Bunch of hippies and bikers mixed together.
To how it became what it is today, drawing private party goers from all over the world.
All my friends from Texas. This is the Texas crew.
And also how in 1999, police and other authorities crashed the party and almost ended it forever.
We had 300 police officers descending on the event. They were in full riot gear, tear gas, shields. We had snipers on equestrians. We had M50 machine guns mounted on the front of Jeeps.
This wasn't the first time that the feds had been involved.
This is North America's oldest known token competition.
Are sitting here with the writer, director, producer, Jared Vigil of Just Say Yo, the history of the Bongathon on the Uncle Nasty Show, WorldViral.tv. Well, thank you. How can people pick up the video? Where can you get that?
You can get it online at www.justsayyothemovie.com, either through streaming or physical download or even actual physical DVD. You can pick it up at like several places in Colorado. Colorado Harvest has it. Purple Haze has it. Chronic Life has it. The 710 Private Art Collective has it. There's a few other ones too. So it's growing. You know, it's growing. Usually, like they don't do the Bongathon push until January, and because it came out like right before Bongathon last year, like it's gonna hit January when they start the Bongathon season. Because once January comes, it's like a countdown
awesome.
to Bongathon, pretty much. Like
pretty soon we'll be angry because you've started Bongathon season too early.
Yes, I can't believe that. Seriously, put your bong back in the closet. It's
like,
barely even mushroom season.
The only complaint I've ever heard anyone say is, why can't we do this twice a year? Like, why can't we do this
cool
twice?
New location too,
Yeah.
and very close to the Denver metro area. This is the closest it's been to the Denver metro area ever. Last year
they had some problems because they got their permits pulled from like 2 counties. Well, first South Park was just like, no, you can't be here no more, and they
no
had
more weddings.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Done.
It was a big wedding.
They had they shut down everything in South Park, like all the music festivals.
South Park Music Festival, no more.
That was a blast too. I went to that too right before Bongathon. Not this year, but 2 years ago, 2014.
And then they were going to put it in what's that guy's name down
Stoner.
south?
I forget the name, but it's Stoner, Colorado.
So this guy has got big time problems with the county down there.
Montezuma.
And then once they found out what all this was, they were like, nope.
Yeah.
Not on that guy's property.
And it ultimately winds up being closer to home then. Closer
And
to
so,
Denver.
it made its way back up I-25 close to home.
Yeah.
And at the last minute.
And because of that, they're not going to release it publicly anymore. Because when they brought it back, because it went on hiatus for 10 years. So like 1999 got raided. They didn't do nothing for 10 years. So you basically had Chris Jetter, which was that guy that made...
You know Chris.
I know Chris, yeah.
Hippie-looking guy. For people that don't know, though, he's like the Chris Rock-looking kind of guy that was in the video.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, he's the president of the Bongathon committee. So in 2010, it's all in the documentary too, him and Sean Honecker that owned the land before just happened to meet at a hash party, and he was talking about Bongathon. And because of that, he just bought land, and it's like it all worked out. So he's like, hey, I got some land. Oh, what? We got a party we want to bring back.
It was a lot of fun, too. 5 years at this location. It was 5, right?
Yeah, it was 5 years.
So
and then,
up there, like over 10,000 feet. Very chilly in the evening, but good time. Nobody bothered anybody. You know what I mean? There was, I think the cops came out once and busted some like makeshift rave party that was that you could see because there's no trees up there. Everything's been cut down or it's above tree line, and you can just see it was crazy. All these weird lights. It looked like some alien ship was landing like maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles away, and you could see. Then all of a sudden you could see all these cop cars.
Yeah,
drove right by Bongathon with their lights on because it was on the same dirt road and went straight to this party.
There's only one. There was only one.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, they got sick and tired, I guess. The 3 neighbors that lived up there got tired of it or whatever, or having the association. Like Jerry was saying, they kicked all the festivals out of the area. And so we were lucky to get this place. We're not going to mention this place, but, if you are into this sort of lifestyle, check with where you get supplied. And you'll probably have some info there coming up in January when Bongathon season starts.
Yeah. And then come 420, that's when it really goes to the countdown. They do fastest gram stuff too. So like they'll at multiple locations like iBake, everywhere pretty much.
Just to hype it up.
Yeah, and whoever has the fastest time of the night wins 2 invitations to Bongathon. And if you're a real killer on the fastest grams, and some people have, I know of at least like 2 or 3, and you kill like at least like 2 or 3 consecutive, and you get 6 invitations, guest passes, they'll upgrade you to a golden pass, which is a golden ticket, which is pretty
lifetime
awesome.
pass to a Bongathon?
Right.
No,
You're eligible
just,
to win the chocolate factory.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that comes in with the invitations, like free beer for the guests, but like for the golden ticket, they give you like a shirt, a tray, a bong. You get your own porta potty on
it's
your
a big
campsite.
Deal. Okay.
Like on your campsite. They bring it to your campsite and drop it where you want it. All right, is this where you want to? Yep, put it right there. And then it has like a combination lock too, so no one like could use it.
But just your poop in the blue water.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. You can't just be some ordinary camper there in the meadow and come wandering off into my, police taped off area and use my porta potty without knowing the combo.
But I mean, for the most part, that doesn't even matter because people are nice. If you're in their camp
You
or
just
something,
drop
they'll
trout
be like,
wherever.
yeah, sure.
No one cares.
That's what I thought was so cool about it. Like, it's almost like it's like a hippie lifestyle, kind of like how, like they say, like how peace, man, and stuff. It's like that. Like, you want food? Like, literally, this year we're sitting at camp. Some girl walks by and is like, "You guys want weed?" Just sticks her hand in her bag and pulls out like a big old handful and is like, "Here you guys go, bongathon!" And you just kept walking.
That's
to the next
cry
campsite.
of
That's the war cry.
Bongathon attendee. 4 in the morning. Bongathon! You hear people, shut the fuck up, a thon!
Bongathon!
All
Yeah,
night.
like people scream it on. They go all
Bongathon! It's a greeting too.
Yeah.
So not only is it the name of
Hello,
the event,
goodbye,
but you're
shut
like,
up,
Hey,
talk.
Bongathon, Bongathon.
Yeah.
Bongathon.
It's like its
fist
own
bump,
language.
Bongathon.
Nice.
You've been going for years, right?
I've gone several. The band's played a bunch. We went back in the late '90s, and then during the hiatus, of course, we pretended in our backyard, and then just to keep the flame lit. You know what I'm saying? And then.
And you did the voiceover?
And then, I did the voiceover for the movie. But then, we started, once Jeddah resurrected this in Hanukkah, that we started playing pretty much every year since it's been back. So I think we missed 1 or 2. But always a good time, always a great bunch of people. Like you said, you meet quality folks, man. You sit down and have a good time, and you can relax.
Just say yothemovie.com, or as we all say now, you want to know where to get it? Google it.
Yep.
There you go.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's so much stuff on Bongathon. Like, not only the movie, like people's own little video clips that they took in from over the years. Since it's so, there's no way that you won't find anything.
Right, and that's just a big surge too, because people were waiting for it to become legal. No one would post that stuff.
Yeah.
No one cool anyway would post that stuff until the shroud of secrecy had come down, and then just flooded the internet. It's got tons of cool old stuff all over.
And then me and Jedder, who throws the party, we're talking about it, and it's like, okay, I got the 80s footage. Once more people see the movie, I'm anxious to see who like went with cameras in the 90s and like has 90s footage just like sitting on a shelf or in like a old chest or something collecting dust that they haven't even like touched for 10 years,
Right,
it's like
that's gonna
hopefully some of
inspire
that
people.
stuff comes out of the woodwork. Yeah, get more footage from like later
Very cool.
years.
All right, well, you keep us up to date, Jared, what you're doing too, not just with Bongathon and the Mike Rice movie, but also whatever you've got going on, whatever you're producing, whatever you're getting together.
Cartoons,
we'd like to hear you, man.
Music videos, all that, definitely.
Right on, man. Jared Vigil, one of Denver's finest, man. And if you've got a project that's cool and you want us to check it out, go ahead and hook us up. What's that email address?
Chris at worldviral.tv, or just Facebook us or Twitter. I got the Twitter handle on the screen right now.
Sure, we'll help you out. We'll put you on the show. There's at least 5 people watching, so. Hey. Jared Vigil, thank you very much. Just say yo, get the movie. We'll come back. It's the Uncle Nasty Show with Matt Neat. Chris Thomas in the booth, worldviral.tv.
What's up, everybody? It's Tom Maxwell from Hell Yeah, and you're watching World Viral TV, brought to you by Colorado Harvest Company. Get you some.
World Viral.
World Viral TV is brought to you, as always, by Colorado Harvest Company.
Colorado Harvest Company.
People are coming from all over the world to check out Denver's growing cannabis industry. And most of them are leaving happy after they've been to Colorado Harvest Company. Why Colorado Harvest Company? For so many reasons. We pride ourselves on carrying only the most consistent flowers and products, with knowledgeable and friendly bud tenders that'll assist you with everything that you need. Buds, vaporizers, concentrates, topicals, edibles, and drinks, all from only the best companies in the state. If you're looking for the best cannabis experience in Denver, look no further than Colorado Harvest Company.
Herman's Hideaway on the corner of Iowa and Broadway. Your favorite independent anti-corporate venue featuring Westward's best patio. Now serving award-winning food. From metal to jazz to hip-hop, Herman's Hideaway has something for everyone. And if you want to book your act at Herman's Hideaway, email booking@hermanshideaway.com or call 303-777-2535. There's only one venue, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Holding it down in Denver. Go to hermanshideaway.com for more information and show listings.
Hey, it's Pat Searcy down here at National Speaker and Sound on South Broadway. Come down and see us. We're now carrying Charvel, EVH gear, along with Mesa Boogie, Paul Reed Smith, Nash guitars. Come check us out. Mention World Viral. Get 10% off.
Hello, everyone. This program was brought to you by National Speaker and Sound, Colorado's leading provider of pro audio music equipment. Right across the street from Herman's Hideaway at 1559 South Broadway.
National Speaker, where the pros shop.
World Viral.
National Speaker and Sound with a Pro Shop, Colorado's leading supplier of pro audio musical equipment with the highest quality guitars, basses, and amps on the planet. From a single cable to PA and lighting systems, DJ and recording equipment. National Speaker and Sound represents over 90 brands. EV, JBL, Mackie, PRS, Nash, Fox, and Mesa Boogie for the serious musician. National Speaker and Sound service departments are unrivaled in the region with our certified electronics repair and speaker reconing. Our commercial division is Colorado's leading audiovisual installation contractor. Shop with the experts or visit us online at nationalspeaker.com.
Okay, so it has been approved that we can say the fuck word.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay.
All of the United States is looking to Denver, Colorado to see what is cool. You know, it used to be maybe California back in the day or maybe New York early along, but now everybody's really looking to Denver, Colorado to figure out what is cool. And when you get accepted by Colorado as cool, well, then it just spills over to the rest of the world.
You have to see the vision for this area on South Broadway. This area, 5 years from now, is going to look very different than it looks right now.
Right. I'm not supposed to film me giving my tools of the trades like I know.
Tools of the trade?
Yeah.
Separate segments?
Separate segments when you do it. Always ID yourself. Say,
Hey, this is Bubba Sparks, baby, and you're watching World Viral TV. You better know about it.
World Viral. Colorado Harvest Company.
I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I grab myself.
Oh, I don't want anybody else.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else.
I touch myself. Be proud. Americans, unite if you touch yourself. Hold hands. Well, don't hold hands. No, that's disgusting. Touch yourself in private.
Hey, we're back. It's the Uncle Nasty Show on WorldViral.tv. Chad, come on in here and sit down. Yeah, Jared's still with us. Jared Vigil from Just Say Yo. Matt Need and Gina Bofina.
Yeah, how's it going?
How are you?
Good, I'm good.
What an interesting story you have to tell.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I hope Jake Jabs is paying attention today and tuning in to the Uncle Nasty Show.
I hope so. You missed it,
the
Jake.
world-famous WorldViral.tv.
Mr. Jabs.
So Gina, tell us, what did you do today?
I had surgery this morning.
On what?
On my lady things. For lack of a better, you know. Yeah. So they blew the dust off and took care of some shit. And
you came over here right after.
And I came over here right after. As soon as I
suck a dick.
Man, they took out the breathing tube and told me I couldn't do anything. And I was like, oh, sweet, yeah,
Sure, I'll
Yeah,
take care.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
if
be
someone's
really
coming to get
Yeah,
me,
I had
isn't
my-
someone supposed
yeah,
to
yeah.
drive you?
Oh, my getaway driver is in the is in the green
I'm
room
surprised
or
you
whatever that
negotiated
is.
those stairs to get here.
Oh, I just
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding.
I mean, there was some definite opinion barriers. But, yeah, hell no, I got to play with the big boys if I'm going to play, right?
Well, Gina's got a
Damn.
show on WorldViral.tv.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Gina's
Best
show.
Denver Psychic.
And when can people catch that?
You can catch that on Saturdays from 2 to 4.
All right. And so you've been doing this for how long?
Well, I had an
No,
internet
on World Viral.
On World
I know
Viral.
you've
I think
been
this is the
being a psychic for
fourth.
quite some
Chris,
time.
is this the third?
I think
fourth one?
tomorrow's officially the fourth.
The fourth
So people,
one.
people liking this show. A lot of people like having their futures mapped out for them.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean it's
You
cool,
know,
and I
we
have a
call
lady.
Gina and find out what I'm supposed to do today.
Yeah, please do call in, Chris, if you want to put the number up.
Yeah, I can do that.
And we have I have a lady that calls in all the time, a silver investor. So I know.
What do you think?
Yeah, she
Should
wants
I sell?
Eastern time to like the decimal point for a couple months in advance. I mean, it's a quiz.
Wow. And how are you? Are you good at that or what?
Yeah, so
I mean, I know you're a
she's
good
been doing
psychic,
it-
but how are you
she's
dealing
been
with the
doing it
markets?
3 years. Well, I don't know how I know. I mean, that's
Is it auditory for you, or is it just
so for her, sometimes it's charts, but she'll bring, not now because I don't see her personally anymore,
Right.
only on the show. But she would bring a big calendar, and then she would ask me questions on the date, and then she runs a big spreadsheet. So she'll like ask me the same question 5 or 6 times about different months throughout
Okay,
the year.
right.
And then if it's, she'll say, oh, well, you've said that 6 times. I'm like, well, fuck, really?
I guess
I mean, you're giving me a total stomach ache asking me all this shit.
I guess I'll use a ink pen to put that down.
So, yeah, I mean, she quit her day job. She's been seeing me maybe three and a half
So
years.
is that what you advise?
What? No, I think she's going to lose all of her money, and I already told her that.
Really? Here's the
And she
deal.
totally does not care.
No, but it's working for her. She's making money
She's
right now.
making money. She quit
right
her
now.
quit her day job and trades, full time.
With
my help.
Gina,
Yeah.
who's not a financial planner.
Right. Oh yeah, not a financial planner. So if you lose all your shit, don't blame me.
That's it.
You're the one that asked a psychic, for God's sake. All right? I don't even believe in psychic.
So what else do you get? What's the big deal? Love. People want to know about their love
money.
life, money, all that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
There's always the questions you hate, like my husband sleeping with my sister, but does he love me? It's kind of hard to tell if that's a psychic hit or not.
Right,
but-
no, that's not a psychic question
But
at
I
all.
feel firmly convinced that the answer is probably yes, and does it matter, right?
Right.
I mean,
They're sisters.
He's
It's
not true to
genetically
you.
the same.
Yeah, just fill in the blank, right?
That's it. Her
With
personality
your
is just a
genetic
tad bit
material.
better.
Yeah. So all different kinds of questions. A lot of.
You ever get the sense when someone chimes in and asks that something bad's going to happen to this?
Oh yeah, and I
And what do you do? Do you do
I
that on
tell
the air, or do
people.
you say, "Hey, I need to talk to you after we take a break," or do you go ahead and?
No, I haven't
and-
had those kind of calls on the air. But no, I just tell it. I mean, but people they're there. I mean, they're paying good money.
Right.
So yeah, I deliver bad news all the time.
All the time.
All the
with
time.
a smile.
Yeah. Well, I try to put a positive spin on it,
You still have the ability
yeah.
to turn this around.
Yeah, or someone who comes in, I get a lot of women who come in and they're just so bitter and angry that they can't find Mr. Right. And I mean, ultimately I have to say, it's because your energy sucks.
Right.
Or I mean, you have some barriers, your personality being one.
Oh, there you go.
But they take it pretty well.
Well, because for some reason, you're allowed to deliver this information.
And they really wanna
bluntly.
know.
Yeah, they want to know, and they just accept it. Okay, next question.
What do I do? I get a lot of that.
Well, what did she say? Well, she said I'm an overbearing cunt.
Yeah, basically. I get a lot of
work on that.
clearings.
Yeah.
In fact, on the next show, we have on the 26th, December 26th, and then the guy will make an appearance tomorrow or Saturday, an exorcist.
Okay, I was going to ask you about
he-
demons and maybe ghosts as well. People
Tons
want to
of that.
contact
Because I'm a medium
All right,
as
so
well. So
you're like, what's her name there from Long Island?
well, she's kind of no.
Are you better?
I think it's rude to tell people if they don't want to know. Well, and Chad, you and I had talked about the guy that's in the green room.
Yes, that's
Okay.
pretty nuts, dude. I don't know if you had heard about. She was feeling that there was a gentleman in the green room that took his life years ago, and
she was feeling
she
the
was
dude
feeling
in the
that
green
what,
room?
like a week or two ago.
Yeah, I mean, it kept, you
Yeah.
know, it kept coming and coming and coming. And so I see him in there all the time. He just goes back and forth from the refrigerator to whatever was against that wall. I don't
How do
know,
you take
it's
his
kinda
life?
bizarre.
What's the back line?
I felt like it was a gunshot.
Uh-huh.
But the message was from him was that it wasn't the drugs. To whoever it is, whoever we find out, because I believe we will find out who that is, was that whoever it was, that's his family, was that he loves them, and that it was... Nice. Thanks, Chris.
That's them right
yeah,
there.
right on. I know, right? And that it wasn't the drugs.
It wasn't the drugs.
It wasn't the
he
drugs.
did it on free will.
Or it just didn't involve. It wasn't because of drugs. Maybe it was depression, or I don't know. I'd love to. You know,
I did ask around a little bit about
Uh-huh.
it, and I didn't get anything as far as a suicide or anything in that part.
Uh-huh.
I had one person in the staff had said something about someone falling down the stairs.
Okay.
Where it was kind of an immediate, unexpected, like you were asking, but I haven't gotten anything.
I saw this. I felt the shock of it, which was what made me think it was a gunshot.
Well, you know, falling down those stairs.
Yeah, that would do it.
Those are brutal. We should get a shot of the stairs to let everybody know what folks have to negotiate to come down.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You cannot drink and walk those stairs.
Camera
Tell you.
Right.
And that's, you know, is that an urban legend or is that true that someone fell down those stairs and died?
Someone, a girl fell down the stairs and passed away.
Okay. Well, this
Right.
was definitely
How long ago
a guy.
was that?
It's before my time, so it's more than 8 years ago.
All right. So, yeah, I'd heard that. So, wow, as far as someone taking their own life, did you talk to the ownership, CT?
No.
No. You didn't mention, hey, did some dude kill himself in your basement? At the
We can call Mike if you want.
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't we take a break and we'll give Mike a ring?
Okay.
And we'll see if he's got any story on what Gina's been seeing in the green room.
And you've got a good story. I heard about your story
What?
when you went to, I'm going to totally call you out, when you went to, I think it was your father-in-law's, and you both saw that little girl at the top of the steps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I knew you had a good story to tell, too.
Yeah, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And, I mean, I've had some different things happen, you know, just strange things or...
Why does my wife tell you
I've
this
been-
shit?
Because she's my bestie. Because she loves me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with Gina. Denver's best secret, right here.
Right.
The Denver's best psychic.
Yeah.
This is Denver's best secret on WorldViral.tv Saturdays.
Yep.
From 2 to 4.
From 2 to 4, right here on WorldViral.tv. We'll be back. It's the Uncle Nasty Show.
Hey, it's Gina, Best Denver Psychic. Check it out, WorldViral.tv, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Every Saturday on WorldViral.tv. Gina covers love, she covers finance, she covers romance.
Be there. We're going to hook a brother up.
WorldViral.tv.
World Viral.
Everybody's heartbeat in the room, and as are yours.
And boron, was it?
It all affects each other. So.
Boron isn't absorbed by the body. Oh, sorry.
What? We're back?
We're
That was
calling.
quick.
Well, yeah, you called him.
Hey, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. That's CT back in the booth. Manny's over here. Gina Bovina.
I know. I wasn't talking about my uterus. thank God.
We put the.
How come the psychic didn't say we were back on?
Right?
Yeah, because you're not paying me.
It's his voicemail.
You almighty
pimping
dollar.
it for the man.
Yeah, that's his voicemail. So, well, that's something we'll have to revisit. We'll have Gina back for sure. Maybe we can walk the green room. Maybe we do the show in the green room. We can see if you.
Oh,
can...
yeah. Well, and I don't have it today, but I have an EMF detector.
EMF.
EMF detects the amount of energy or the electrical change in a room, right?
What's the MF parts then?
Electrical magnetic frequency.
Electric motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when entities come, if they're like human entities or whatever, they have to actually pull the energy, like literally the electricity from the air in order to manifest. So it's considered something similar to a poltergeist.
Okay.
Whereas if you have, say, a guide or a different kind of thing, an angel or whatever, they have a direct connection to source, and so they don't have to pull any energy from the air.
Okay.
So is what I've seen. So, I mean, I have...
And so who made this?
I got it from an electrical company.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh, yeah. It's just this one is specific to ghosting because of...
What do they do to it?
No, it just is the distance and the amount of energy it will register that's low. So first I go in and I map a place, and then I sit with it, and do whatever, and you can watch it just peg out.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Far
very
out.
cool. And then I kind of know
So that's how you tell
when to
if there's a poltergeist in the room.
or if it's a human spirit, or just if there's anything there. Sometimes people.
What
bring
about
things.
animals? Do animals come back?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm not a great animal communicator, but I see a lot of people who have pets with them, their dog or whatever, and I can usually describe those.
Okay.
I like to always prove, like...
I just had this dream, maybe all the cows I ate over. Is
that your animal totem? Right? You're an utter disaster.
She's here on Saturdays, 2 to 4, ladies and gentlemen. WorldViral.tv. Not only is she a psychic, but she sings and dances.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
I want to know about the kid at the top of the stairs. What did you see?
All right, so Chris and her mom and her stepdad used to live out by Morrison. And it was just like a girl in a Holly Hobby looking, Perry dress or whatever. And she was in the bathroom, actually. And Chris's mom and dad were out of the country, and we were staying, watching the house, pretending, playing house. Woo! And I woke up and I saw this girl. She was waving me, help me, come here, help me. And I woke up and I grabbed Chris. I was like, somebody died in this fucking house, man. Somebody died in this fucking house. And Chuck, her stepdad, saw the same girl.
Really?
Yeah. So it turns out that, maybe some sort of plague moved through the area, killed.
How old was the house?
The house was new, but it was it had been a farm. You know where you go up, like you're headed south on 285?
Yeah.
And you go past the fort.
Right.
That community south of 285, south of the fort? There's a golf course over there. Well, that used to be just like one farmhouse with some land there. And so it's one of those houses in that golf course community. And I was like, there's fucking people walking around here that are dead.
There must be a lot of them.
Where's my golf ball?
Are there a lot of...
fucking ghosts?
And if they know that you can talk to them, more come.
Really?
So I'm kind of bitchy about it, actually. Like, I don't have time for all that.
Don't go see her.
Right. I mean,
That's not very nice.
I know, right? I finally said, I only read for the living. So you can't come to me as a spirit or a ghost or whatever and ask me to tell you about your people, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay, so I want to talk to the people, not you first.
Right. People need to come
People
to you,
need to
so
come
you
see
reach
me.
out to the spirit world,
Right.
not the spirit world reaching out to you.
Right. Or
Going,
if they come.
hey, I want to see how my kids turned
Right.
out.
And if I
Gina?
get creeped out, it's over.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Have you been creeped out?
Absolutely.
What's
I've been
creeped you
out. There was a gal one time who came, and she had she saw a witch doctor for something. I can't remember what it was, but I mean, he did this whole thing using her hair and menstrual blood and all of this stuff, and cast this huge, like, he is a soul retriever, supposedly, and so he took her soul, okay, and he was threatening her about coming to see me. And I was like, you know what? I mean, we're done.
I don't need this.
Yeah. I mean, we're totally done. That's
I'd rather
way
split a
too
pizza.
much.
That's wild.
That's way too much. And so I
You
see
should
some
buy
weird
silver.
people.
You should buy silver.
Yeah. And call this gal. No, I mean, I've seen
Latin.
some super creepers.
Wow.
Just generally.
When did this start for you?
Yeah, when did you realize?
Adolescence.
Yeah, you knew?
Yeah. Oh, you mean when did I realize?
Yeah.
I didn't realize probably till after I was in the Marine Corps. I thought everyone was doing it.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm clairaudient as well. So I hear conversations that people have when I'm not there in their own voice. So, which is probably the thing that's caused me the most trouble.
She heard Chad and I the other day.
Yeah, dude.
What are you guys talking about?
Okay, yeah, and it's coming through. I'll tell you where it's coming from, Chris.
Yeah.
It's coming from the corner of that couch right there. Your corner of the couch, right? And it sounds just like you're talking through an empty paper towel roll. You know how you put the tube up to your ear?
Sometimes that's how I blow out the smoke when I'm smoking weed. No, there's usually a dryer sheet in there.
I can hear everything going on in the room, too, where you are.
And where are you?
At my house.
That is crazy.
And I love it.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm totally trying.
That's awesome.
Why wouldn't I? Wouldn't you if you could? Right? I love it. I love it. I love it.
Saturdays
but I
at 2.
I was going to tell you, I already told Chris, but I thought, it's only ethical for me to let you know.
And what were they talking about?
Well, I won't say.
You can say. I want to know.
No, it's flattering.
I can't wait for Gina to get her surgery so we can get it busy.
Usually. Yeah, usually. So that's kind of cool. But, and then when I actually... And then it was just one of those things. Well, for a long time, for like 4 years, I heard this constantly ringing phone, like an analog phone.
Right.
Okay, and my life just kept getting more and more jacked up. I was working at a domestic violence animal cruelty post-sentence perpetrator treatment as a clinical forensic hypnotist. And it was just this constant ringing. So they were actually using my...
Job opportunities. I hope you people are writing this shit down.
But it sucked because they were having me do things that were actually putting people into double jeopardy. Like my job was to find out things about people psychically and then prove that and then turn them into their probation officer. So I wasn't cool with that. So I
Take it easy, Tom Cruise.
I know. It made me feel a little.
Hey,
I don't think we can hang out anymore.
Yeah.
That's it.
I felt a little dirty.
That's
so.
fucked up.
Yeah, it was. It was fun though. I love it. I love psychos. I always have. So
we need you.
Yeah, it's good, and I'm very good. I can get people, into conversational trance. They'll admit anything. So
whether they did it or not.
Well, like this one guy, I was interviewing him, doing a clinical interview, and I said something about, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right?
And he knew it.
Oh my God! I mean,
well, actually, there's 32, Gina.
Yeah, and he said, "You're not going to trick me," and I was like, "Well, that's pretty obvious."
Just did.
Just did. I mean, he was beside himself, And so then I was just hearing this constantly ringing phone, and I was so miserable, and I started doing readings, and the phone
How come you
quit.
didn't answer it?
Oh, I finally did.
Okay. And who's there?
As soon as I started renting an office, it went away.
So,
like the exact same when I started renting my office to be a psychic.
So do you think?
Do you think that's what it was? It's like the
my
ghost
call,
telling you?
It was just
your call.
I was being my calling. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, literally.
That's a long way to go.
It is, but hey, it is.
A long traveled.
Yes, it
road.
is. But that's when I quit my job actually after that.
And started just doing it full time.
And I do it full time, 6 days a week.
And you can catch your show Saturdays,
and you can catch
2
my
to 4
show
right here
tomorrow.
on WORLDVIRAL.TV.
Our guests are awesome, and hopefully this week we'll have a knife fight. So I'm excited about that. Or some fencing. I got a Wiccan priest, and he makes talking boards. Ouija's copyrighted, so you can't use that. But
he makes them.
He makes them. Yeah,
that's cool.
He's an interesting fellow.
Yes,
out of the neighbor's
pet. But I want a fence. He's a
with
fence.
With the foreskin of young.
yeah. The blood of virgins keeps me young, right?
How'd you make it so creepy?
But it was
kind of fun for a while.
Like a Ouija board or talk board isn't creepy enough.
Right. Well, and that's what I like.
Up, man.
That's what I
could never
love
tell
about...
if it was my sister fucking moving that thing or if it really was. Because, all you need is somebody in the group who knows how to manipulate. It's usually the older one.
Yeah.
Oh, did you feel that? Oh, my God, I feel it. And if you were raised Catholic, Catholicism and all that devil shit is real.
Oh, I am.
It is fucking real.
I am totally. And it's funny, too, because I'm one of the only people there that kind of has still this Christian influence. All the rest of them are either pagans or,
just non-believers.
Whatever. They have their own thing.
Agnostic.
So I'm kind of, I've always been the wayward child, which is what I love about
There she is. She's carrying a cross for Christ.
I know.
She's the psychic.
I know.
She's the psychic.
I know. I love it.
So
I get,
for Christ.
like I would get in. Somebody would definitely take me to task about trying to listen to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'd be like, "That's so rude," and what if you can't shut it off? I mean, I don't want to hear all your.
So you think you lost any of your powers since you had that, surgery?
Issue? No, man. Here I am.
That's
I powered
right. I
that
know
shit
you're
right
here.
up.
Covered that
Yeah.
shit right
I
up.
totally did.
Done.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna miss you guys for anything.
Oh, that's sweet,
Yeah.
Gina. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, man.
Oh, you're
Great
welcome.
success with your
Yeah.
show. You're
Yeah,
funny
thanks.
gal.
And you.
And you're telling the truth, too. So check it out Saturdays at 2, right here on WorldViral.tv. If there's something you want to know about your future or you want to talk
Absolutely.
to the dead,
Yep.
Gina's your gal.
Call the show, and we have a section called Hook a Brother Up, which is basically how to get laid using astrology, palmistry.
I know how
all
to get
kinds
laid
of
using
psychic-
palmistry. That ain't fucking hard.
Not your own palms, silly.
You want to? Hey,
Yeah,
you're
really.
so easy.
Yeah, so it's a good time. Yeah, come on down. You guys are always welcome for sure.
All right. Right on. So join us next Thursday. We'll be back 1 o'clock right here on WorldViral.tv. Thanks to our guest, Jared Vigil. Don't forget, Just Say Yo, the history of the Bongathon. Thank you so much, Jared, for including me in that great production and also coming down and being one of our guests. Chad the Weed Boy, thank you very much. Chad, tell everybody when you're on with
Music Buzz Live is live on Wednesday evening, 6 to 8 p.m.
Yelling.
Sorry.
Did we teach you?
We're supposed to talk loud, right?
Chad used to be an intern of the Uncle Nasty Show back in the day.
No joke.
We taught him nothing.
And I totally screwed up every time they'd throw it to me then, too. I'd be like, I think military's good, yeah.
And last week he had these two hot chicks on the couch, and they sort of touched each other.
They get paid.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, there
No,
you go.
no.
They kind of touched each other a little bit at first, and then they were like, that one chick was totally into it. I was like, oh my God, this is so
They call
exciting.
themselves best friends.
Do they? Yeah, I bet. Make them your best friend.
There you go. See, I think she knows something.
Yeah, that's some advice there for you, buddy.
Hook a brother up.
Hook a brother up.
Thanks for being part of it, folks. We'll be back, like I said, next Thursday. Thanks for joining us here at WorldViral.tv. Matt?
Okay, so it has been approved that we can say the fuck word.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay.
All of the United States is looking to Denver, Colorado to see what is cool. You know, it used to be maybe California back in the day or maybe New York early along, but now everybody's really looking to Denver, Colorado to figure out what is cool. And when you get accepted by Colorado as cool, well, then it just spills over to the rest of the world.
You have to see the vision for this area on South Broadway. This area, 5 years from now, is going to look very different than it looks right now.
Right.
I'm not supposed to film me giving my tools of the trades like I know
Tools of the trade?
Yeah.
Separate segments?
Separate segments when you do it. Always ID yourself. And say,
Hey, this is Bubba Sparks, baby, and you watching World Viral TV. You better know about it.
World Viral.